guys, welcome to Table Tuesday. My name's Andy Dudley and behind me is the Jubilee Table. So today we're here in Ely Cathedral. It's not our usual technical Tuesday, but all will become apparent as we show you this 5,000-year-old table. Back in 2012, a 45-foot long, 5,000-year-old piece of bog oak was found in a farmer's field. I believe the farmer found it as he was ploughing the field and it stopped the tractor dead in its tracks. They uncovered the tree and they got a volunteer group together headed by Hamish Lowe from Adamson & Lowe in London. What they did with the tree back in 2012 is they lifted it out of the ground, cleaned it all off, and then they set it up for milling. And as you can guess, it was milled with a Norwood MX34. As you may know, the Norwood Sawmills can be extended to any length that you require. In the case of this project, the MX34 was extended to over 50 foot in length. Now this log here started at 45 foot in length, and they milled 10 planks off the log in the field on the mill. These 10 planks were then taken to a college in London, and a special kiln was built to dry them out. Now those 10 planks, once dried out, they lost 400 gallons of water out of those 10 planks. They started off at 45 foot long and then they shrunk down to 43 foot long. They were milled at 65 mil thick, and then after the drying process, they turned out to be 35 mil thick. So once all the 10 planks were dry enough to work with, they were then put through a planing machine, obviously to get the nice smooth finish on them. Those 10 planks, out of those 10, 5 were chosen for the best looking. And as you can see here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one here is folded down. Again, this outer one can be folded down as well to narrow up the table. But the 5 planks were then made into a river section, so they all join together absolutely perfectly. So the project of the table was finished in 2022. So it took a total of 10 years from uncovering that log back in 2012, which was the Diamond Jubilee, to the completion in the Platinum Jubilee. The table was unveiled here in Ely Cathedral in May 2022 by Princess Anne, and it's going to stay here now until March 2023. After that, it's going to go on tour all around the UK. As I mentioned, the 10 planks were milled on an MX34. That's the predecessor to the current model now, which is the HD36v2. Now I'm going to take you around the HD36v2 and show you some of the features of it. So behind me, we've got the HD36v2. So this is a 36-inch capacity mill with a 30-inch board width. Now the length of this current mill is 20 feet in length, but if you have got a project like the Jubilee Table, you can extend this bed out to whatever length you want. You can just keep adding 4-foot extensions. In the Jubilee Table case, that bed was 45 foot long to mill that log, but on this one, we're here at 20, which gives you a milling length of 17 foot. As you know, the Jubilee Table was cut on the Norwood MX34. Now that was 10 years ago. In that space of 10 years, the design hasn't really changed that much. As you can see here, the guard looks a lot different on the HD36v2 compared to the MX34. But as for the cutting system, that has stayed the same. So we're still using ceramic guides for the blades. We still have an adjustable blade guide on this side, and a fixed blade guide on this side. All Norwood mills can be customised to exactly what the owner wants. On this particular model, we've got the power feed, power saw head kit. So this is a fully wireless control, works up to 30 foot away, and from here we can flick the switch to actually increase the engine speed, start the blade lubrication, and also start the blade. This switch here will lift and lower the carriage, and then this switch here will actually drive the carriage backwards and forwards. The dial that you see here, this is used to actually speed up and slow down how quick those functions work. So as standard with the HD36, you get 2 log rests to these items here, one down there, and you also get 2 log dogs. So this is for manual, once you get your log on, to manually dog that log into position. On this particular model, we've actually got a hydraulic power pack and one of the hydraulic options, which is the log clamping system. So the hydraulic log clamping system, we have a fixed log rest here, and we have a fixed log rest down here. And then the third one is movable from side to side. So once the log is on the bed, you can then drive this middle log rest into the log and clamp it into position. All the hydraulics on this model are controlled by the hydraulic power pack, which I'm going to show you next. We offer 3 different types of hydraulic power pack. So on this one, we've got an electro-hydraulic 12 volt power pack. So we have a 12 volt electric motor running the hydraulic pump, and it's got its own small hydraulic oil reservoir there. The other option is we have an engine driven one, so it would be a single cylinder Honda or a Vanguard engine that sits in there. And then the third option is a 400 volt 3-phase. So for the guys that are using these mills in a static position, where they've got the actual mill connected to electric, you can also then power your hydraulics via a 3-phase system. Now all the hydraulic systems share the same hydraulic valve blank. So once you've got this, as you can see here, we've got 3 functions plumbed in, but you then have another spare 5 functions along here. So you can add your hydraulic options as and when you want to. It'd be a case of just bolting them into the bed, running the pipe work, connecting them into the hydraulic valve block. So once you've bought the hydraulic power pack, that's it. Any of the options will then fit it. So guys, that concludes our special edition of Table Tuesday. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching the video. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them in the comments section below. And I look forward to speaking to you again on the next Technical Tuesday.